What's up, y'all? I'm back with another Virginia Gangster Files. Yeah. Today's gangster is going to be George Haugen. Him and another guy was the ringleader of a drug operation that was all through Hampton Roads. Yes, y'all. He was out of Pocosin. And when I get into this story, you're going to be like, what? Hell yeah. I want to thank y'all for the support. I want to also tell y'all to keep coming back. And let's get on with the show. It's the new Virginia Gangster Files. Virginia George. Let's go. Anthony Pacheco, George Haugen were drug kingpins. They had an operation that ran for an extensive amount of years. The feds got on them. They got on them for 4 years, from 98 to 2002. And that's when they arrested them in 2002. It was a 168-page indictment. And it's said since 1996, both Mr. Pacheco and Mr. Haugen and others did unlawfully, knowingly, and intentionally combine, conspire, confederate, and agree with each other and with other persons to distribute thousands of pounds of marijuana, cocaine, and methamphetamines. The indictment read like this: the smugglers transported on a regular basis more than 10,000 pounds of marijuana and an excess of 40 kilograms of cocaine. It is said the drugs ring often used couriers to transport more than 1 million illicit profits at any one time. They would hide the cash, often in game packages, CD-ROM discs, puzzles, and magazines. This sophisticated organization operating in a relatively safe place. This case was not about electronic wiretaps and clandestine undercover work operation. It was about the legwork and chasing down a lot of leads. The name of the operation was Operation Tidal Wave. The investigation was for 4 years, a lengthy investigation by the Virginia Peninsula Narcotics Enforcement Task Force. The primary purpose of the conspiracy was to make money through the distribution of marijuana, cocaine, and crystal methamphetamine in several cities in Virginia, including Hampton, Newport News, Pocosin, Harrisonburg, and Stanton. The ring also established drug contacts in Albuquerque, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Atlanta. The members of the drug ring play different roles: financer, organizer, manager, suppliers, brokers, distributors, transporters, and carriers of drugs and money. Gang members rented and purchased homes, condominiums, hotel rooms, and vehicles as part of the conspiracy. They used fake businesses and blank bank and credit card accounts, along with airline, telephone, and overnight carrier and wire services to further their drug sales. These are some of the fake businesses names that they were using to hide, the millions. Array Consultant Ltd. Company, International Hong Kong Tailors, Duran Consultant, and Mackerel Financial Ltd. Company. They use stash locations to deliver drugs and receive cash. The stash stops were located in Norfolk, Churchville, Harrisonburg, Stanton, Poquoson, Hampton, Newport News, and Gloucester County in Virginia, and in Nags Head, North Carolina. They believe that the drugs originated in Mexico and that the ring used threats of abduction, kidnapping, drowning, and other violence to ensure the operation's security. To smuggle the drugs, they employ various methods: the transportation and delivery of drugs, and drugs proceeds to avoid detection by law enforcement agents, which includes the use of women and children as passengers in vehicles containing drugs, and the use of license plates and bumper stickers bearing pro-family messages. Now, listening to this story just shows that people do take pleas. Now, George's plea was 10 years to life. The father, mother, and sister also pled guilty. Now, his other sister, was agreeing to cooperate with prosecutors to testify against the rest of the family. Mr. Pacheco, the other guy that got caught, was also, he took a plea also for 10 years to life. Now, at the time, he was labeled as one of the notorious drug traffickers in Hampton Roads because the methods that he used and how long he's been doing it. Now, before he ran into George, he had two other guys that didn't actually work out to be the head guys because they kept on. See what I'm saying? So instead of just, he continued dealing with those guys. They are also named in the actual drug ring, and they, gave it up to George. He gave it up to George. You know what I'm saying? George seen the position, moved on the position, and what he messed up was he involved his whole entire family. His mother, his father, his sisters. He involved them all, and that's a no-no in the game. Because when you're back up against the wall and your mom's sitting across from you and she's in handcuffs, that's a reality check. You feel what I'm saying? And because of his actions, everybody had to get, pointed out. You know what I'm saying? He got too big for his own good. He still was over there in Poquoson. He still was out there trying to make it happen, even though he tucked away and started a cab service. The cab service wouldn't amount to much because he was hot. He knew he was hot. George Haugen was looked at to be a danger to the community. His past showed he was caught with 135 pounds of marijuana in Colby, Kansas, September 1997. The charges were reduced and he was placed on probation. So he was being watched from that time on. Basically, that's when the investigation started. Pacheco and Tracy Lynn Haugen had an 8-month-old child together. They moved to Stanton, Virginia, after one of Pacheco's nephews was arrested with 252 pounds of marijuana and 13 kilograms of cocaine. Pacheco went into hiding using an alias to move undetected. Tracy Haugen worked as a manager at the International Haugen Tailors, one of the drug ring storefronts in Norfolk. Tracy Haugen was arrested after accepting a Federal Express package with 48 pounds of marijuana in it. Any of the viewers that can remember the International Hong Kong Tailor Store in Norfolk, Virginia to leave a comment during 1996 and 2002. Yes, sir. Pacheco attorney, I also want to say Pacheco attorney noted that police made no undercover drugs buys from his client and they have no wiretaps on his discussing drugs. So I'm going to end the story of Virginia George. Virginia George was, he lived and now he's locked down. So he lived the top life, the fabulous life, but he also had to live jail time. Yep, there's another one. Thanks again for tapping in. This is Street Smart Sarge here with Greedy Tycoon Media, the #1 hip-hop media channel on the front straight out of southeastern Virginia. Thanks again. I hope y'all come back. And don't forget, the government don't care. This is Street Smart Sarge, y'all. I love you. Appreciate y'all your support. Keep on putting them out there. Virginia Gangster Files. We here.